the Nissa School Board, and I would like to call the meeting to order. The first item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and who should I ask? Maybe the Pledge of Allegiance. I love these.
No, we Melinda's.
That's a good idea.
Wow. Jeez.
Aren't you glad you came?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes or amendments to the agenda as we have presented here? Hearing none, then we will accept the agenda, or we will adopt the agenda as presented. The next item on our list is visiting patrons. And this evening I asked Jesse Melendez, our maintenance supervisor, to give us an update just on the summer projects that are going on. I've had a lot of questions about what in the world are you doing over there? You're ripping up things. So
We're actually looking for a phone line.
anyway, Jesse, if you could give us sort of an update.
Yeah, so you can see this is the second phase of the project that we had scheduled last year, but we moved to this year because of the amount of construction the turf was going to cause. Adding this would have just made it too difficult. So right now what we're doing is redoing the parking lot at the middle school. As anybody who's driven through there, it is just a mess. In the winter time, we have no drainage. Everything just pulls up here. We got slippery conditions, and we added this sidewalk. And when we did that for draining purposes, we have to redo the asphalt. And it is very, very heavy right now. I mean, it's probably going to take up until, I think the first day of staff is 7th. I would say we will probably be doing some striping all the way up until the 7th, when it's all said and done. And we say it's June, July, and August, but when you count the days, the holidays are in there, weekends are in there, we don't have the days there. One of the things I really want to touch on is just avoid having anybody go through there at all. I mean, if they see a construction, just stay away. We're going to get with Mr. Hawkins, and we're going to make sure we notify our community. You see tape there, just stay away. Yeah, that one's going to be going up until the first day of school. Another project that we're working on is the elementary, or the high school. Today they actually started abating the floors, tearing up the floors. Contractors cut out. They probably won't cut any holes into the brick probably till the end of the week, but they have begun tearing up the floors from there, and we just got to stay away from that.
Is this the science rooms?
Correct. These are the science rooms, yeah.
Is there asbestos there?
Everywhere. We even have it in the brick here where the windows are going. So the asbestos abaters are actually going to be the ones cutting out the hole, because we do have asbestos in between the brick. Why it was built that way.
Did we end up replacing all the cabinets in Mr.
Yep.
Warren's
Yes.
room also?
Yep.
Okay.
We went ahead and did that. That's another project that's going to be all the way up until the very first day of school. We'll probably have staff on campus. The windows are having a little bit of trouble trying to get windows from the manufacturer, but that will not mean that we won't have classes. And contractors are aware that we put in that fee, the fine, to go over their days.
And their day is before school starts?
And hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Still, even if that's done, that happens, we'll still be able to teach. They'll still be able to teach in there. Another project that we got going, we're gonna actually put some barrier arms around our campus. There's gonna be two, one here, and the idea here is to, like you guys gone into the car wash, when you get into that certain area, the barrier arms go up, and this is just so that we can keep traffic out of here. We're gonna have two of them. One here at the middle school that we will do an add-on when we do the construction and we get that far, and the other one's gonna be over here by the bus garage, which is,
Where the stop sign is right now, Jesse?
yeah,
Okay.
right
So are
here.
they gonna have like a sticker like the car wash?
Correct,
So-
and these will actually, our current fob readers that everybody carries will actually also be compatible with that
What about
system.
putting one on the ambulance and the fire trucks?
Yeah, so yeah, all of our safety equipments will have all of that stuff. All of our, yeah, first responders, they will have that on there, they will have that stickers. Anybody, maintenance, service vehicles, maintenance, first responding vehicles, they will all have that.
How much do those cost?
Right now, the lowest quote that we got is just under 50,000.
Each?
No, total,
For both?
for both, yeah.
And it's gonna be right in front of that sidewalk in the middle school, correct, to give students
Correct.
safety?
So as we
when they're
go
going to
here,
classes?
I'll get with Miss Erin to actually work on a detail as to how she wants this to look like. Right now, we have those cones with some rope. I think what we'll end up doing is probably putting some either fence, something that vehicles can't pass through there. Let's see.
So will it be disabled then, even if a teacher pulls up or maintenance pulls up during school hours? Will that thing be disabled so it doesn't go up and down during school hours?
Correct. The only time that it'll actually lift up and down is if you put your fob reader or if you have access to get on campus. No vehicles that aren't supposed to be here will be able to.
But outside of school hours, right? So like, here's an example. Mr. Murray is late getting to the elementary school and wants to cut through there and he has a fob and it's during school hours. Can he then?
Yeah, during school hours, as long as he has his fob, he'll be able to go through there. Am I understanding you correctly?
Yeah. I thought we didn't want no one getting through there.
We can deactivate his fob just like
No,
anywhere
I
else.
don't want to, but-
Especially Mr. Murray. We're just thinking student safety wise.
Yes, I think that was
Yeah,
why
very good
I was
idea.
thinking.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that as we go through the projects and we find if staff is trying to use that with students back there, those things, then we'll have to relook at who we're giving access to anyway. So, yeah.
And that's where my thought was, if it kind of goes against, us keeping the general public out, not that Mr. Murray would abuse it, but it could potentially cause it to where it could be a hazard to student safety if they're crossing back and forth
Correct.
back there.
And we do have that happen from time to time. It's a Friday, and teachers still come in and they feel like it's necessary for them to park back here. We don't want that. We still want them to use because we still do have foot traffic back here.
Well, and during the week, middle school kids walk like to the elementary to help tutor or whatever, and,
Pick up your siblings.
if they're somebody's driving.
And practices are always at all
There's
times in the
always
day.
kids. We had an
PE and those
incident,
things.
as an example, when we had an incident, we had track going, middle school track. We had softball practice, and when one of our softball girls come over here and watch track, she started we had so much traffic that parked through this area. She was walking back to the batting cage, and this driver was driving this way, also focusing on what was happening on the track, and it was just too close of a call.
Yeah, sure.
So we just had.
So is that gonna limit the access during the after-school sports times? Will that limit the people that can drive through there?
Yes.
Will they all have to park on that Bauer Avenue side and walk across
Yes.
to like the track and stuff?
Mhm.
Okay.
This is what it looks like. We got traffic through here. This is during a game. We got traffic parking through here. We get too much foot traffic through here. So one of the things that we're gonna work on is that right field side of the softball field. We're gonna tear this out and make it look like the baseball field parking lot here, just a dirt area so that they can park, and the parking will be here. So softball's gonna be back here. These two sections right here are gonna be wheelchair accessible parking areas. And we'll create a walking path with asphalt for anybody who's handicapped to be able to wheel themselves this way and get to the softball field.
So when will that runway be open?
My goal is by the time, this is one of our summer projects, is to tear this out and
Right, but I mean, once those arms would be installed in, when do we plan on opening that? Because if we're gonna be looking at putting more facilities behind the middle school, those areas need some accessibility.
that's a discussion I think that we're gonna continue to have. I mean, it just depends on what we do get moving forward. I mean, in my mind, I've got a 5-year plan and a 7-year plan, depending on what we have access to. I don't wanna jump the gun and say anything now because I just don't know where we're at.
And that grass being taken out and being made parking would happen this summer?
Yes. Yeah. So that's another project that we had. Apart from those big major constructions that we have outside, we do have our turf, our track that's gonna be resurfaced. It's gonna be resprayed and resurfaced, and this, we were supposed to do it before we hosted district, but we didn't. We were able to get Vail to host districts this year, which wouldn't have made sense for us because we were gonna stripe it, and then we were gonna come back in the summertime and resurface it, and then have to go back and restripe it. So we're just gonna do it all in one shot, and that's actually gonna start, on the 15th.
That won't affect the turf at all?
No. No. And then our gym floors are gonna be resurfaced the following week. So we got a really, really busy schedule for this summer. July Wright Brothers is scheduled to come out, and we're gonna do the finishing touches on the turf. So some of the holes that were developed, some of this, where some areas need to be redone, they're gonna come out here and spend that entire week to do it. Tomorrow I meet with the Thunder Egg, 4 Thunder Eggs, I meet with the Chambers. We're also gonna have Thunder Eggs the 9th through the 11th on our campus. We're also gonna be redoing, our goal is to redo our playground equipment and give Mr. Pratt a blank canvas that he can go ahead and do what he needs to do with his PTO.
What do you mean we do the playground? We just got new playground.
Not the playground equipment, the basketball, the asphalt area.
Only the asphalt areas.
In June,
They need to
Bring those out.
renew,
Okay. I was gonna think that was part of.
they need restriped.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why he says you gotta wipe off the canvas, that way we can get striping, redo all the striping, because there's 2 courts, not
Correct.
4,
Okay.
that cross each other.
And then our playground in July, the company will come out and redo some of the holes that have developed over the winter time and get that up to code and address some of the issues that we have out there,
Warranty stuff.
the warranty stuff.
Like the seat on the zip line?
Yes, that's actually here.
Yeah, I mean, saw video proof.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I was holding on to it, the seat was gone.
Will they also spray the swings, because they're like super squeaky? I
Oh.
don't think the swings ever got sprayed.
We could do that here.
Yeah, maybe for-
It's something like that I don't ever focus on. I don't hear them, but we
I
could,
know, kids with special needs, that's like a sensory thing.
okay, we could do that.
Awesome, thank
Here's our elementary, just some of the stuff that we do. You know, this carpet here has been here since 1997. When we pulled out this carpet, we dang near filled up a 5-gallon bucket of dust.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then when we shampoo the old carpet, you don't want to walk in there for a
Oh,
few
it's
days just
disgusting.
because it just, that odor from that old carpet.
It's awful.
So, let's, we're gonna redo one of the hallways. We can't do it all in one shot, it's just, we have to phase it in years. The virtual classroom is another room that we're working on to give our virtual teachers a working environment. This is where we're at so far. We're gonna put some partitions in there and create 4 classrooms for those teachers, and we'll do some electrical work, high voltage and low voltage wiring for the virtual school.
Where's that located?
In science room. Yeah. And if you have any questions, that's all I have.
Were you
have
gonna
a-
build a lean-to for the vans?
Oh, thank you for bringing that up, yes. Yeah, we just got the plans for the lean-to. They are actually ready for me to pick up over in Ontario, so we could get some, what we need to do. That's gonna be, the good thing about that one is we can build on that one even when school starts. We could still be under construction when school starts for those. That one's not gonna stop us from next time.
Jess, on the middle school paving, how far out does that go?
It's gonna go up to this edge of the concrete where the new sidewalk is. I don't know if you, it's right around, I think it's right around here.
Okay.
Near the garden? No, it's past the garden.
Past the garden. It's where the sidewalk ends, where this path begins. It's around, right
Is
around
that where
this area.
city ownership starts? Is that the property line or, okay.
Pretty close. You got the city that owns it, you got the county that owns part of it, so we could go ahead and restripe it. They said that they're more than willing to let us.
Of course they are.
Should get that
So,
repeated.
Yeah, it would be nice. I
We've
mean,
done a lot of projects around the county, so that one's,
Yeah.
has been so bad.
and we may do some patchworks here and there. You know, there's some holes where we'll probably just cut those out and just have them, we'll pack it in and weather here, just put some fresh asphalt in it. We will be restriping our parking lot, our high school parking lot as well. So
That
we've got a
is a
lot of
lot of
projects in
work.
a little amount of days.
Thank you for all your hard work.
So Jesse, is there a master calendar where you have, you know, like, you can
Not a
say?
master, but I keep my own calendar that's got all of our projects on. Anything that's carried over from, you know, we got football camps, wrestling camps that we have to work around.
Mhm.
And sometimes we have to do some readjusting.
And all those companies have a clause where if they're not done, they have to pay so much.
No, none of those companies do. Just the major ones. Like the asphalt, Holcomb Construction knows that he's gotta have that thing there, or we don't have school.
Well, in the science rooms and.
Oh, yes, the science rooms, yes, that's in the contract. Oh, we have a meeting on the 18th, our pre-bid meeting for the high school cafeteria, which is gonna be the HVAC system and the roof. That's our pre-bid meeting with Bennington Construction. And in that meeting, we will do a walkthrough in our auditorium to start gathering information to move forward with the HVAC system in that building.
But the roof for the cafeteria is supposed to be done this summer also?
But they could work on that roof with us being able to use it.
Okay,
The
so-
roof, they're not worried about the roof.
Okay.
The HVAC is probably one that they'll be in and out during school time. But, you know, we'll keep 3 of them functioning while we're tearing 2 of them out, and then we get it ease up and running so it stays warm and start working on the others.
Now, is there any time where you're going to have to actually say, like, the elementary school is closed?
Yes. In fact, I'm gonna sit down with Mr. Hawkins, and I think once I know that the principals and the receptionists don't have to be on campus, I will, more than likely, my suggestion or recommendation is to deactivate fobs and just not allow anybody on campus so that we could go ahead and complete everything that we need to do to get ready for next year.
Okay, so the employees, staff would be notified that, no, you can't come in and decorate your classroom or whatever
Correct.
during this period.
So we still have to do all of our deep cleaning before next year as well.
Does that affect our year-round secretaries?
We can work around the year-round receptionist, yeah, if we need to.
That's a lot of work. You guys are going to be very, very busy this summer.
And I'm gonna take a month off.
Again?
Yes.
Does anyone else have any questions for Jesse?
Well, I was gonna say this for mine, but I think it's important, as you saw Ms. Melendez and the maintenance crew's work, is that staff, the community, and everybody just help us get everything ready and stay out of there. Respect kind of maintenance, those things, is we know, like, every day is valuable. I know we're at June 8th, and it seems like, oh, we got 2.5 months, but as you know, right, I mean, as soon as you hit the July 4th holiday, and then maintenance will, they'll take a couple days here and there, it comes up really fast. And our job, Jesse's job, is to get things ready for kids to be back. And so we ask, please be respectful of those things. We know, especially with the middle school parking lot like that, like, cars still trying to drive through, no matter if we have it taped. Like, and believe it or not, those things do push us back. And so we ask everybody to be respectful of those things and help maintenance out and help us get ready for kids again.
So are cars driving through, are they our staff people or are they patrons?
It's everybody.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. Both.
yeah. So, but yeah, we just need help with that.
They decided?
I would hope so. I come across as really, really rude when I say, could you please not? I don't say it that way, just don't come through here. It is dangerous. You see that tape going across the sidewalk, it doesn't mean to go under it.
Is there any other way that we can, Donnie, is there any way we can legally block that off for, 10 days
They're called
while they're
great big
working?
huge cement.
Yeah. Well, we can, but we still need to kind of open it up for
Correct.
fire
We will
lanes and
still-
those kind of things. I mean, you look at my family alone, tried to walk through there the other day, and I had to have that conversation. So, I mean, everybody has that conversation, and we need to just say, hey, guys, please be respectful. Because the last thing we want to do is somebody get hurt.
Correct.
That's right.
Because it doesn't take much, a car, all of a sudden there's a big thing asphalt, or you're in a classroom where, the floors are being ripped up or something. So we just ask, like, it's maintenance building now, let's leave it to them to do their job.
So, and we do have a way of notifying staff. What about the public?
We're gonna have a message going out this week on the 11th. Our Facebook guy is out there. So just to the community, say, an update with everything that's Melendez. Here's all our projects. Please help us.
You could probably put it on the reader board saying.
Yes.
Construction zone.
Stay
Please
out.
use caution and stay out of the taped areas. Can you write that down? That's good. It's good. That.
I got it recorded.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. We really appreciate the update.
It's a lot. No, I think we can name it.
Yeah, I think if it has a name, it would be like
Bulldog.
Bulldog Lane. And it's accessible to students during the school day and spectators as need be.
Maintenance and foot traffic. Something like that would be.
Is there any other public comment? Hearing none, we will move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Well, good evening, board members, community members.
It's yours.
Today's report is more kind of summative for the year and kind of setting us up for next year. As we close another incredible school year, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we have accomplished together as NISA Strong. This year's been filled with moments that remind us why we do this work. We celebrated student success in the classrooms, on the stage, and in competition. Our choir finished second in the state. Our BPA students competed on the national stage. FFA and POSA also had the opportunity to compete at a national level. Our athletes continue to set school records and represent NISA with pride. And hundreds of students crossed promotion and graduation stages surrounded with families who packed our gyms and auditoriums. These moments are a testament to the value our community places in education. Academically, we continue to make progress toward ensuring every student graduates prepared for college, career, and life. We have expanded opportunities in dual language, career and technical education, advanced coursework, and our virtual school while continuing to invest in early literacy, MTSS systems, and high-quality instruction. I would like to have Mr. Murray come up and just give us a summer school update on those academic opportunities we're giving students.
Good evening, everybody. Summer school began 4 days ago, so we finished the fourth day today. We are averaging about 180 students per day at this point, which is about 80 or more than last year, and that's thanks to the Summer Learning Grant, which we applied for and received, as well as the combination of migrant funds. About a third of those students are migrant students, and of course the focus is academic intervention in language, arts, and math. And we invite you to the 25th. June 25th is our last evening, and that's a open house kind of for parents to share the cultural learnings that the students have received. So there'll be some dancing, some art, music, and other projects that night, as well as a dinner before. And so that's the 25th at 6 o'clock in Mecca.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And not only are we giving more kids opportunities to attend that, but also we're enriching them with math and reading are the focus with cultural opportunities for kids, and it's pretty cool. So please come on the 25th. It's a great event down there. Operationally, we've positioned the district for the future. Jesse just talked about all the projects we have going this summer. I won't go into that one. So perhaps most importantly, we continue to build a culture centered around our students and our community. Every decision we make is rooted in the belief that students deserve the very best opportunities here at NISA, and I appreciate your guys' support in continuing that vision. As we look ahead to next year, we are excited about the implementation of Oregon's new accountability measures. While accountability systems continue to evolve, our focus remains unchanged, ensuring every student experiences meaningful growth, graduates with opportunities, and is prepared for success beyond our walls. We welcome accountability because we believe in transparency, continuous improvement, and celebrating the incredible work happening in this everyday classrooms. We will be sharing some of those accountability data with the board and community in July, and that comes from every building with not only our OSAS or the SBAC test, but also our MAP scores. It's seen amazing growth. Mr. Pratt and I had a really fun time last week, going fall, winter, spring, and watching the growth in that. And so, but we look forward to that more transparency of data and sharing with people. So, we are also launching our district-wide facility planning committee, and when Mr. Melendez was talking about, well, I don't know how that access looks like. I mean, we're all of those things as soon as we have that planning, because I know we were thinking tennis courts, right? If that's closed, how is that going to happen? Well, we need to make sure that maybe that's where the tennis courts are going. Maybe they're going to be on the roof of the building. So do I. Maximizing space. I try to get my office up there. Anyway, we have 18 people on that committee right now, and I look forward to seeing having the board come in, and I ask a couple of you to be on those committees to update you on the vision of what the future of our district looks like. And finally, I just want to thank the board of directors for your guys' leadership this year, and support our staff for their unwavering dedication, and families for trusting us with their children, and our students inspiring us every day. So, school year may be ending, but the work of building the future of NISA has never been stronger. And I cannot wait to see what we accomplish next. And as my final one, I said thank you, and as always, let's be NISA strong. So, thank you.
Ryan, can you be sure to send us a reminder about the open house?
Yes.
For
Yep.
the summer school?
When we have a flyer, Ryan will forward it to you.
And I also have that video to share with you guys if you're interested to see the video during the theater, the staff appreciation moment. I'll share that with you guys as well. So.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Ryan?
Thank you.
Then we will move on to Crystal.
All right, good evening. Tonight I have financials to present to the board through May 31st. It's our 11th month of our financial year. It's almost over. Yay! Just like Ryan said, everything's running really strong, including our financials, so it's always a good thing that I get to present good numbers to the board, not bad numbers. So just to let you know, we ended the month of May. Our cumulative balance in our general fund is a little over 8.5 million. I will be presenting a supplemental budget to our current budget this year because our accounts our enrollment increased, so our state school fund increased, and I didn't account for that in that large of an increase in our budget, so we need to do a little supplemental budget change. But May is the last month that we receive our state school fund. We don't receive a payment in June. And you can tell it was larger than previous months because they made that adjustment and gave us some more money. So revenue for the month was 3.1 million. Our expenditures were about 2.4. And then we head into the month we're currently in, which is our most expensive month of the fiscal year. After the general fund report, I always provide you with our LGIP statement. Shows the balance in that account and what came into that account and what came out of that account to pay all of our bills for May. Also provide you with the county's breakdown of the taxes that we received, what years we received money for. Our operating statement for our middle school bond. End of April, we had a little over $425,000. We brought in about $14,000 worth of taxes and interest off of that account, off of our LGIP account. So our bond balance at the end of May was $439,000, and then we had a debt service payment that was due of even $400,000. So ending balance as of May 31st was a little over $439,000. I have paid that $400,000, so we're sitting at a little over $39,000 in that account. LGIP statement for that account, breakdown of the taxes that we received. And then our food service numbers, highlights for May. We served 15 days of service. We served 6,899 breakfasts, 11,556 lunches, and 1,085 snacks to our campus. Our revenue as of May 31st was a little over $891,000. Our expenditures are a little over $1,040,000. So right now we're looking about $149,000 in the red. I will be doing a journal entry in the month of June to wrap up our finances and transfer money from the general fund to the food service fund to make that deficit zero. After that is the approval of the bills report. This is everything the district paid out from May 2nd to June 4th. And the final report in this section is the payroll report for the month of May.
Do we have any questions for Crystal?
Hearing none, I'm leaving.
Notice how quickly she was like, I'm out.
I'll be back.
Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Since there are no questions for Crystal, we will move on to the consent agenda. Are there any changes or amendments to anything on the consent agenda? Do I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
It's been moved by Susie and seconded by Dustin to approve the consent agenda as provided. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed? The motion carries. We will now move on to new business.
Me again.
To the second.
I know, I thought about it. Okay, so a couple things under new business tonight that I need to present to the board for adoption. The first thing is our fiscal year 2027 budget. We had our budget committee meeting on May 5th to go over the proposed budget, and that committee, which included all of you, approved that budget. So now I bring it just to the board for adoption. So the first thing, it is a $61,459,954 approved budget that I am asking the board to adopt. However, I also have to ask if there's any questions or any public comments. Okay, I guess we could just go one by one, Pat, on the agenda, since they're all action items. If you look in your, yes, you guys are all looking at the resolution. Just kind of go down the list
So do you want to adopt each one?
separately. So the first one is the resolution for adopting the fiscal year 27 budget. That's an action item.
Do I hear a motion on adopting the resolution to adopt the budget for the year?
I make a motion that we adopt the resolution to adopt the budget for the fiscal year 22, here, let me start over, 2026 to 2027.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Maribel and seconded by Donnie to adopt the resolution as presented. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Motion carries.
And then the second resolution that I bring to the board is making appropriations, and that's just the second section of the resolution. This just breaks it down. We went over this in the budget committee line by line. This is a summary of the general fund, all the special revenue funds, our debt service fund, and our capital improvement funds. And you can see that it totals that 61 million. So that also is an action item for adoption.
Now, do I hear a motion to adopt the resolution?
I make a motion that we adopt this resolution.
I second.
It's been moved by Susie and seconded by Maribel to adopt the second resolution. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Motion carries.
And then the resolution for imposing the tax and resolution for categorizing the tax. Just using our permanent tax rate of $3.86.8654, I'll say it that way, to be levied to fund our bond obligation next year is $485,250.
Do I hear a motion on that resolution?
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution for closing tax.
I guess I kind of jumbled that together, sorry.
Yeah, that was both.
Yeah, if you want to say both, it
Let's say
goes
both.
together.
I'll make a resolution, we accept resolution for imposing the tax and category.
I second. both motions.
It's been moved by Donnie and seconded by Maribel to adopt this resolution. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, and the final resolution for fiscal year 27 budget includes our GASB 54. This sets or establishes commitments of ending fund balances, specific ending fund balances. So I'll quickly run down the list. Our entire ending fund balance of Fund 275, which is our PERS fund, is committed to PERS. The entire ending fund balance of Fund 290, which is our bus replacement fund, is committed to bus replacement. The entire ending fund balance of Fund 295, which is our turf replacement fund, is committed to turf replacement. The entire ending fund balance of Fund 310, which is our debt service fund, is committed to our bond principal and interest payments. And the entire ending fund balance of Fund 440, which is our facilities management fund, is committed to improvement of district buildings and facilities. And that is also an action item.
Do I hear a motion?
Oh, are you guys lost?
Yes.
It's right. Okay. Sorry.
I make a motion that we adopt the resolution to GASB 54 to establish policies for fund balances.
Oh, wait, is that, that's this one?
That's that one.
Okay,
Is
so
that
I
the
do
one?
have a question on that one.
Yes.
Before we vote on it. So this authority to classify portions of ending fund balance as assigned is hereby granted to the superintendent. What does it mean when it says assigned? Because assigned is capitalized, that would usually mean it's defined somewhere. So I just need to know what that word assigned means since it's got a capital.
Well, that's a very good question, and could be operator typo, or it could mean de-assigned the 1 through 5. Maybe that's how I'm taking that. Okay, number 1 through number 5, those are assigned. But if you don't like the way it's worded, we can
Well, why would,
change.
why would
Yeah.
the superintendent need to classify those portions if we're already doing it by voting on those sections 1 through 5? I don't understand why we would have to have a further assignment.
Well, that is a good question, and no one's ever questioned that, so you,
Okay. So what's the purpose of that section then? Or the intended purpose?
We just need to make
That's a
it
good
as
question.
little a.
Isn't the purpose that normally if you have a balance at the end of the fund, it goes into the general fund, but what you're saying at this point is that these funds stay in the, assigned to those funds?
No.
no, for our general is just our general, and every single fund has their own ending fund balance. What this resolution is supposed to do is just these specific funds, that's the only, we can only use them for what is stated right here. So Dustin, if I've worded it incorrectly or I need to change it, you let me know.
I guess I'm just not sure entirely what the purpose of that section C is at all, since section B is already there. Because aren't we as a board voting to classify those balances as assigned to the fund that they're there, so I don't know why it would have to be assigned out.
Do you want me to scratch it and then,
I don't know.
I
I don't know if there's a specific purpose, because I assume this is a resolution that happens year after year after year. And so I'm just wondering, is there a procedure that Ryan as the superintendent has to go in and make some allocations and make some designations, or is there something he is supposed to be doing after we make these commitments in section B? Is there
Well-
something specific he's got to do, and that's why section C is, I don't want to scratch something that
no,
needs
you're
to be
fine.
there.
Part of Ryan's job, or job duties is every single expenditure we have, he has to approve before any money leaves the district. Of course, if it's over 50,000, then we have to bring it to the board, so, Ryan?
Yeah, the part of it is I wish I could I could tell you, like, this is exactly what it's for, but I can't.
So I would just request that we scratch that portion out.
Okay.
Why it's there, why it's needed.
Yeah, and we can get an answer tomorrow and email it to everybody, and we may sit there and say, hey, we scratched that, we do really need that in.
And we can add that
For
in.
procedure, we can add that back in. We might have to do a special vote for that though, because it needs to be done before June 30th.
Yes, could it mean, say, for example, I had put through a purchase order for Ryan's approval using one of these fund balances, and that wasn't appropriate, then does Section C perhaps give him the right to be absolutely not? I don't know.
I think this is,
I've never been questioned on this portion.
so can we,
I don't
in
know.
the motion, can we just scratch C, and then if we have some information that we would need that back in there, we could add it back in later for the special vote? Is that okay? Are you guys okay with that? Yeah,
Yeah, sounds good with that.
you okay with that? So, okay.
So make that.
So we have to make that motion.
Okay, so I move to pass the GABI 54 resolutions without Section C assignments. And if need be, we can add that back into the future date.
I'll second that.
It has been moved by Dustin and seconded by Susie to approve the GASB 54 resolutions with the current deletion of Section C assignments, which we will investigate
It's from, yep.
Yep.
to clarify and to see if it needs to be back in there. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed? The motion carries.
Okay, so that was year 2027. Let's go back to current fiscal year that we're in. And the next section is, I need to propose a supplemental budget resolution to our current fiscal year budget that we're in, because we have received additional fundings that we didn't anticipate over a year ago when we adopted this year's budget. And those funds, the first one is resolution number 2026-02, and this is for the general fund, specifically state school funds that we received for the adjustment due to our increased student enrollment. And so based on the adopted budget and what we got from the state school fund, we need to make an adjustment of $1,908,755. The first section of the resolution is what is currently adopted, that you adopted last year. And the bottom part of the section is what I'm asking to be adjusted. So of that $1.9 million of additional revenue, I'm asking that we change the budget and have $1,660,617 appropriated to transfer of funds within the budget, and then $248,138 would be added into our contingency per our board policy. That's 13% of that 1.9. So it would change the general fund budget by that $1.9 million.
Do I hear a motion?
That's good. So that amount that's going into this contingency, because we've got a reserve amount of 12%, or 15%? What is that?
13%, 85%.
So that amount that you are putting into the contingency, is that 13, 15%? What is that percentage of this 1.9 million?
13%.
It is the 13%?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the only question.
Do I hear a motion then after the clarification?
I move to adopt resolution number 2026-02.
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Susie to adopt the supplemental budget resolution 2026-02. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. Opposed, the motion carries.
Sorry, I missed the vote. Did everyone vote on that? Yes.
Okay, and then my final resolution, I'm almost done, is resolution number 2026-03. And this is a resolution to adjust our special revenue funds within our budget. So the district applied for and received the summer learning grant just about a month ago. That is not in our adopted budget, so we need to add that in there. And those funds were $300,000. And then in addition, when I created the budget a year ago, estimates were out for our student investment account, or SIA as we know it. And we received additional funding because of our increased enrollment. So I'm just adjusting our budget to what we're actually receiving from those two different grants. So the $300,000 would go into Fund 239, which is a new fund because we've never had those funds before. And then the SIA additional revenue would go into the existing Fund 251, which is our SIA account.
And these funds are restricted per the terms of the grant anyway, so we couldn't change where we wanted it to go anyhow, right?
No.
Do I hear a motion on the adoption of supplemental budget resolution 2026-03?
I move we adopt supplemental budget resolution 2026-03. That was
Second.
It's been moved by Donnie and seconded by Dustin to adopt supplemental budget resolution 2026-03. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. Motion carries.
And finally, no, just kidding. I'm done. Thank you
Come
guys.
on.
And the biggest one of all.
Oh, wait, there's still.
Oh, wait, there's more. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
You're
That was
welcome.
a lot. We will now move on to the PACE renewal.
And if you remember, Dallas Waldo came last Monday and went through the whole PACE renewal with you guys and the increased rates and why they increased rates and everything. And so what we're just asking today is you guys adopt our insurance policy for next year. That's pretty simple.
Are there any questions on that, or do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we adopt the PACE insurance renewal.
Second.
It's been moved by Suzie and seconded by Dustin to accept the PACE renewal insurance. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, motion carries. Okay, at this point in our session, we will move into executive session for ORS 192-660 subsection 2, subsection D, to conduct deliberations with persons designated to carry on labor negotiations, and for ORS 192.660 subsection 2, subsection I, to review and evaluate the performance of the superintendent or any other public officer, employee, or staff member, unless that person requests an open hearing. And per ORS 192.660 subsection 2, subsection E, to conduct deliberations to negotiate real estate transactions. We will probably be in executive session for approximately 30 minutes, at which time we will recess into open session.
And vote on some motions.
To vote on possible or probable motions. at this point, then we
Correct.
recess.
We're out.